Hey there, friends. How's it going? Today, for music class, one of the things we're going to do is read this awesome book. Some of you will remember this. Some of you may have never read it. But it's called When the Beat Was Born. And it's a story about a character named DJ Kool Herc and the creation of hip-hop. Now, hip-hop is a genre of music. Maybe some of you have heard of it. It's a pretty fun style of music. So let's get going. Here's the front cover. And this is a really cool picture on the back cover. If you look carefully, maybe you can figure out what this picture is of. All right, here we go. When the Beat Was Born. I'll do my best to show you all the pictures. But if you want to look this book up, if you don't see any pictures crystal clear, it's called When the Beat Was Born. All right, here we go. Clive loved music. It didn't matter what kind. Whether it was a wah-wah scat of a jiving trumpet, a sorrowful twang of sad voice, or belting boom of a gospel singer. Little Clive loved the way sound thumped and bumped all the way down in his stomach. He loved the way the music made his feet go hip-hop, hip-hop, hibbity-hop. Little Clive lived in Kingston, Jamaica. His hero was a DJ named King George who threw the biggest and baddest house parties in the neighborhood of Somerset Lane. On Saturday nights, everybody who was anybody made their way to Somerset Lane for King George's hot dance parties. Little Clive was too young to go to the parties, so he went to the house when King George and his friends were setting up during the day. They'd arrive pushing a big old handcart stacked with crates of records. Clive had never seen so many records. There we go. He imagined himself as a DJ surrounded by all those records, choosing just the right sound to get the party jamming. He saw himself toasting like a DJ talking and singing over the instrumental B-side of records. Clive dreamed of everyone's feet going hip, hip, hop, hibbity, hop. Little Clive really wanted to be a DJ. When little Clive was 13, he joined his mama in New York City. Clive wasn't sure he liked his new neighborhood in the Bronx. It was cold, he had to wear a silly winter hat with ear flaps, and everyone made fun of him. But Clive did find one thing besides music that made him feel like he belonged. That was sports. He ran track and lifted weights. He played basketball at the neighborhood playground. Soon, little Clive was no longer little. He had grown to 6'5" tall. That's pretty tall. He called himself Cool as Clyde after his favorite basketball player, Walt Clyde Frazier. But the kids on the basketball court took one look at his size and called him Hercules. Clive cut the name short to Herc and added cool to make it just right. Kool Herc. The best part of being big was that he could go with his mama to neighborhood house parties, where he listened to the hottest tunes and danced like crazy. Clive loved these parties. They were just like the ones he stood outside of in Somerset Lane. Whoa. One day, Kool Herc's father bought a monster sound system with giant 6-foot speakers. But when he hooked up the system, instead of a really big sound coming out of the speakers, a little mumbling sound trickled out. Kool Herc spent days switching wires and plugging things into other things until one day the sound was big. Not just big like Kool Herc, but big like an entire block on the Bronx. Kool Herc and his little sister Cindy rented the rec room in their housing project on Sedgwick Avenue. They handwrote invitations telling everybody when and where to get their groove on. They posted cards around the neighborhood. They set up their father's sound system. On the night of the party, everybody who was anybody made their way to Sedgwick Avenue for Kool Herc's hot dance party. That's when Kool Herc became DJ Kool Herc. DJ Kool Herc noticed that dancers danced crazy hard during the breaks in the songs when the lyrics ended and the music bumped and thumped. Herc knew that's what dancers wanted, so he plugged in two turntables instead of one. He put the same record on both turntables. He set it up so that when one record ended its break, he could flip over to the other turntable and play it again. Doing this over and over, he made a 10-second break last for 10, 15, even 20 minutes or more. Breaks. So that's where they got the term breaks from. Herc remembered the day DJs in Jamaica would chant and toast over the music. He started calling out names of his friends during the breaks. There goes Mello, Coke La Rock in the house. There goes my Mello, Clark Kent in the house. There goes my Mello, Timmy Tim in the house. There goes my Mello, Bambata. Everybody loved hearing his or her name called out over the music. He'd compliment people on their dance moves. He'd talk about the music and send shout-outs. He'd make up little raps like the jump rope rhymes he'd heard on the playground. Or he would call, "Hey Mike on the lights, make like a strobe," and Mike would flip the switch on and off. Over the next year, Herc took his parties to the streets and parks of the Bronx. He plugged his sound system into the lamppost. They pulled so much power the streetlights dimmed. The perfect lighting for a street party. Kool Herc's music made everybody happy. Even street gangs wanted to dance, not fight. Gangs like the Savage Skulls, the Glory Stompers, the Blue Diamonds, the Black Cats, the Black Spades turned into breakdancing crews who performed some of the slickest moves. Herc called the coolest dancers break dancers, or b-boys, because they loved to dance the breaks. When Herc would find a really good break, he'd shout, "B-boys, go down!" Then the break dancers would cut and jump their gymnastics. Hey, check this out. Top rock, the down rock, the windmill, one-handed handstand freeze, the turtle. Herc gathered a crew of friends to rap behind his DJing. He invited Coke La Rock, a Jamaican friend, to rap. He called him the Master of Ceremonies, or MC. Coke knew all about toasting like Jamaican DJs. He was the first of Herc's crew of MCs called the Herculoids. Herc would introduce them with a rap. Yo, rockin' ya don't stop, and this is the sounds of DJ Kool Herc, and the sound system you're listening to is what we call the Herculoids. Soon, kids from all over New York City came to see DJ Kool Herc, who threw the biggest and baddest parties on Sedgwick Avenue. Africa Bambaataa, Grandmaster Flash, Jazzy Jeff, and dozens of others all wanted to be DJs, just like Kool Herc. There's no story that can't be told, there's no horse that can't be rode, no bull can't be stopped, and in a disco we can't rock. Herc, Herc, who's the man with the master plan from the land of Gracie Grace? Herc, Herc. Herc didn't just rock the block, he put the hip, hip, hop, hibbity hop into the world's heartbeat. The end. And there is an author's note, maybe we'll read that another day. Anyhow, that's the story of when the beat was born, DJ Kool Herc and the creation of hip-hop. Hope you liked it.